Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yet again is another review on The Last Man on Earth. This one is episode 4 of the second season. Let's get it going, shall we? So, first things first, we got Phil in the stocks, and he's asking for water, which we just saw that as the premiere. I mean, not premiere, the promo of the next. So, they actually just showed the next one of this. But, anyways, we have Melissa, who is kind of a hero, who gives him water, but not a straw. So instead, Phil has to try to drink it, but it fails miserably because, come on, dude. Yeah, oh boy. Technically, if you think about it, more than anything, shouldn't Melissa. I mean, well, Melissa is freaking torturing him, of course. But I'm just saying, technically, shouldn't Melissa just tap freaking Carol on the shoulder and say, hey, your freaking whatever needs water, so here you go. Go ahead and drink, give him some water. It's like, yeah, you'd figure she'll do the maintenance stuff, but instead, no, no, no. She just knows that torturing because we know for a fact that Melissa's not going to be selfless and actually give him the drink. Actually, give him, you know. But anyways, so the other Phil scares him with a freaking gun. Just comes out of nowhere with a freaking gun, and he actually lies to Carol when he says, "Oh, it's just blanks." But it turns out he freaking damn lied. Wow. Wow. You should know he's freaking damn dirty. I'm sorry, but you should know he's freaking damn dirty because listen just notices the difference between Phil and other Phil. When Phil tried to drop off Todd and leave him stranded, could he do it? No, his conscience wouldn't allow him to do it. Other Phil, you were left to Phil in the freaking road. Did you come back for him? No, you just left him there. Now we go to the now part. So Phil comes with a freaking gun at everyone. Did he shoot anyone? Did he actually? I think he did shoot once, but other than that, I think he only just had that one bullet and that's it. So it was empty. On the other hand, we have the other Phil who says it's just blanks, but it turns out that most likely all 6 bullets are loaded. So yeah, not really the one to be trusting. Really isn't. Especially not when you're on the good side, I guess. That's the real part. But anyway, so I think other Phil was just making sure that Phil did change, or at least this intimidation, just in case. If he didn't change, well, it's in the letter. Yep, it's in the freaking damn letter. Well, actually, Melissa wrote the letter. Yeah, not Phil. Not the other Phil. The other Phil didn't have any idea she wrote the letter, I bet. Or maybe she asked permission to do it. And she got like some. Well, anyways, yeah, let's go for it. So, Phil basically asked for a new pair of pants, boxers, and shoes. So he actually muddied his britches because of the gunshot. That yeah, but that scare anyone, especially if you can't actually run away. Yeah, that's kind of crap there. Well, anyways, Carol tries to free him, but the others want to punish him because of all the stuff that he did previously, and for him actually having all of them in gunpoint in the previous episode. So, for 1 week in the workout room, he was going to have solitary confinement, but instead, Phil basically wants to up the ante. So, I think I could kind of see what his game was here. But, anyways, Phil wanted 5 weeks in solitary confinement. And, of course, the others actually agreed when he said, call him Tandy. Well, because, yeah, there's 2 Phils, so and of course, the others said, yeah, we agree we'll never call him Phil because he's so much of a Tandy. At least that's what Gail said. So I feel sorry for people who are named Tandy out there. I really feel sorry because they're now getting a bad name. And I know how it feels because there's one movie that gives my name a bad name because they actually casted a dude who actually dates younger women, teenagers, not even legal, and he has a car. So it's like, yeah, he dates teenagers, and he's like 30 years old or something. Yeah, thanks for picking my name. Thank you so much. Yeah, you suck. But anyways, so Carol still wants to call him Phil, call Phil Phil. So Carol confronts him on the solitary confinement, and she was like, you're gonna get freed in a week, why would you do that? And I just said it's a dumb idea, period, just to leave him alone like that. You know what happens when he's alone. When he's alone with his thoughts, and well, you know how it goes, right? We saw the freaking season one and a few bits of season two where it's like, yep, shouldn't allow him to be alone with his thoughts. Not a smart idea. But anyways, at least Carol gets to dine with Todd and Melissa, and they actually talk about this is a nice developed part right here. Is the fact that they actually talk about eating rancid cans or cans that had expired and stuff. Todd ate something, and he said that even though it was expired, it was still good. But yeah, it looks like all they have is a cow, and they still have the cow. The crazy part is that they have a shock collar on it. I mean, oh boy. Let me tell you that if Hindis were watching this series, they'll be happy at first that they actually found a cow and they treated the cow with grace and everything, even though Phil said, yeah, let's kill it. But other than that, it was kind of like, yeah, they would be appreciative of the cow. But then, as soon as they said, we put a shock collar on it, it's like, yeah, I think the Hindis will basically be pissed off by that because I even see that's messed up. I know the cow can get away, but I'm still like, but on the other hand, you're gonna make the cow get shocked. And what if at some point the cow just comes so stupid it just decided to get shocked all the way to its death? And if you just chained him somewhere, or at least have like some way of fencing it off, then chances are it wouldn't be able to escape. And at least the good news is that it wouldn't die by stupid shock collar. At least it will die by its own hand. Yeah, smart idea on the shock collar. And besides, shock collars can actually become very faulty. I bet there's a chance of a percentage where the shock collars can become faulty. There's not like 100% faulty proof. There's no such thing as that. So, yeah, remember that. Just remember that when you're trying to do that crap. But anyways, one thing I do have to say is Carol. Well, Carol, in this point, Carol actually said, "Can I have some piece of cheese?" And Melissa cuts her a small piece, and Carol took the whole entire other piece that she was actually going to keep as. But anyways, yeah, that was kind of funny. Kind of funny, kind of messed up. Not considerate enough. But anyways, Melissa says Todd is being weird slash distant. This is a good point to talk about for people who haven't seen season one. Definitely check out the reviews, of course. But if you haven't seen season one, what happened was just that as soon as other Phil showed up, Todd felt a little bit threatened that he could actually lose Melissa, and because of that, he started to do some messed up things, and eventually it came to the part of where, well, little teeny tiny messed up things, but still, it came to the part of where he said, "I love you" to her, and she didn't return it back, which that's really the starting point of the downward spiral that was created. And of course, yes, she came back eventually. They both made up, reconciled, but still, it was never actually the same strongness as it once was. And of course, she did admit, "Oh, I can't say I love you because, well, it's very meaningful for me, and I was in a divorce and crap like that." Which is like, oh, well, that's good for you, but yeah, you shouldn't allow anything to get in front of your love and crap. But yeah, that's why it became distant and stuff like that. Anyways, oh no, Phil is looking at the food. He's looking at the cheese, and of course, he's going to sneak out and get it. Melissa is nearby. You do have to admit, Carol should have, because if Carol knows, Carol sees Phil from while eating. She technically should have came to the point of saying, you know what? I should give some of this cheese to Phil secretly. If she has to go do it secretly, do it secretly. I would figure she would be she'd consider it like that, but she wasn't. So he actually had to sneak out and get some cheese. He was successful, but the messed up part is that his conscience was eating at him, and he was so hungry because he just shoved it all in his mouth. And well, he still shows he has a conscience. Of course, he has a conscience. And Melissa apparently knew, and the wind chimes actually sounded. So I don't know if the wind chimes tipped her off or she could hear all his whispers. Even though you can hear all his whispers, you would figure you could actually try to listen in and actually hear what he's saying. If you hear what he's saying and you actually tip them off, of course, yes, I know she sucks anyways. Yeah, she's technically nowadays all the girl choices in Last Man on Earth suck because of how bad they treat someone who is messed up. I mean, if you can't treat someone who is bad with the kind and respect they should, even though they did something bad, then you're not a girl that's worthy to even get a boyfriend. I'm sorry to say that, but it's kind of true. But anyways, we don't know if Melissa actually knew the whole time or not. If she knew the whole time and actually listened to his whispers and actually knew what he was saying, you would figure she actually comes to the point of being like, well, he does have a conscience after all. But instead, no, she just says, "Feels out." Freaking. Mm-mm-mm. And to think you were my number one choice. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we get to see the cow, and of course, the reason why we get to see the cow is because Phil now gets to have a shock collar on him. Now, that is messed up. The others decide to put a shock collar on him and to put him in with the cow. Yeah, so that's kind of messed up, and of course, a little bit down, I can actually show how stupid it was in the first place of actually moving him outside, but kind of messed up to put a shock collar on a person. Kind of messed up. Of course, it's like what they're gonna say down below. But anyways, Phil kind of laughs at the fact that he's getting shocked. The others just leave. They just walked away after they do that. And Carol is being considerate, but Phil is pushing her away. And like I said, it's amazing that wow, he actually is sleeping outside with the cow. This is the first instance where we get to see Todd actually sneaking out at night. But why? That's the crazy. That's the interesting question: is why is he sneaking out? Well, anyways, next day we get Erica, who's taking a dip in a pool with her feet in the pool, and Phil. My goodness, I mean, Phil is okay, but Phil's tongue, it sometimes can so get him in trouble because he's saying too much stuff where he shouldn't be saying anything at all, or at least minimal, or at least think before you speak. But he's trying to butter him up. That's what he's really trying to do. So Gail comes out too, and Gail tells Phil to shut up, which this brings to the point of why in the world did you take him outside if he was actually in the freaking house over there? Or, oh, it's a workout room. Oh, yeah, that, man, I feel stupid now. Well, so the workout room, he was in there. If you left him in the workout room, chances are you'll hear a muffled talk, but you most likely won't be able to hear him. But you took him outside, so you see how stupid it was to do that in the first place? I'm sorry, but that seemed pretty stupid in my opinion. So Melissa adds total silence to the thing of the laws or whatever he was living with. And like I said, sorry, but he was in the freaking damn house. Oh, well, in the freaking workout room. In the workout room, most likely you couldn't hear him say anything. And even if you did, it most likely was muffled by the glass that was in front of him. So it's like, you guys put him outside. You guys were the idiots here. He was just in there. So it's like, I don't see what the. I mean, it would make sense if you put a shocker collar on him and put him back inside. But instead, you were more like, we're going to take him outside. We're just like, that was a stupid move, as you can see right now. But anyways, Carol got a new collar to silence him, and this collar actually sprays some horrible tangy mist or something in his mouth or his nose. So now, the crazy part is that he has two collars, not just one. At least good news is that Erica kind of dislikes this. A little bit, she kind of shows it. Which I'm like, well, finally someone shows that they not actually are enjoying this. But Gail is smiling about it, which is like, Gail, would you like freaking Carol to get suffering instead? Because Carol is the more person you should be pissed off about because she killed Gordon. It's like, yeah, she killed freaking Gordon. Anyways, Phil is alone in the grass. Carol checks in on him. Phil wants to know if anyone's talking about him. Carol tries to, you know, start a conversation to get him free from this, but not really working as well. She's still trying though. And of course, one question I do have to say is, wait, how come his beard is white? How come there's some whiteness to his beard? Stress? Okay, I'll take that answer. Well, anyways, he has a small room to walk, sadly, because of the perimeter. And of course, I get it. The perimeter is basically made for the cow, even though the cow shouldn't be like this. They should basically find a room for the cow to live in. It's kind of messed up that you're just gonna freaking let the shot caller have at the cow if she tries to leave. Kind of messed up. Still, it's kind of messed up. But anyways, Melissa kind of shows that she was cool at first, but of course we all know what Melissa will do. Melissa actually has some beer, and she puts the freaking can of beer, well, not can of beer, but a bucket full of beer, cold, ice cold beer, right from his perimeter. And she opens one, drinks it, and walks away, and well, that's just messed up. That's the same reason why he got screwed over in the cheese situation. If you would have put the cheese away in the first place, or at least you would figure they don't want to look at Phil or even know about the workroom, so they basically will shut the freaking curtains, and yeah, you would figure that's one thing that they would do, but okay, fine, be whatever you're doing. But anyways, so Phil throws plants to get assistance for the beer grab because he's trying to get someone to listen. So he's like, the beer, 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 beer. And they're like, no one's hearing him whatsoever until in the morning time where Todd is pissed off by it, that he's getting freaking plants thrown and his plants that he was most likely made. And it's like, well, listen, fool. Melissa's the one who put the beer outside. If there was nothing in the first place for Phil to go bananas over, would he throw the plants? Not really. So it's kind of Melissa's fault that your plants got break. I'm just saying. It's kind of like someone flashing cash and saying, I have $500 in my wallet, baby. I have $500. And then all of a sudden someone stole it. Someone stole your wallet, took all your money out of it. Is it the person's fault who stole the money? Or is it the fault of the person who is stupid and inconsiderate to show the freaking money out and saying, I have $500, baby? It's more like the person who is flashing it. So, anyways, they can't hear him, so they use charades to try to figure out what he was trying to say. Which at first I thought, they're trying to make him speak. That's what they're doing. They're trying to get him very angry so he speaks, and then they really suck at charades. They really do. They all suck at charades except for Carol, I guess. But anyways, other feels like, no, too bad on the freaking other collar. Yeah, the shot collar stays on. And then Todd shoots down the other collar getting off because, well, Phil came up with the idea of the freaking talking blocker collar. Yeah, but Todd was like, no, 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 you destroyed our trust and everything. It's like, well, shoot, man. It's like, shoot. So they all want to. So they all said, "Oh, you want to be treated like animals, or we're going to treat you like an animal." And they made him a doghouse. Oh, I think they technically made a doghouse. Here's my stupid jerk move right here. So you made a doghouse. Why couldn't you make a house for the cow? Why couldn't you make like a barn-like thing for the cow then? I'm sorry to be a jerk, but I'm just saying. Anyways, yeah, they treat him like a dog, which, yeah, you see what's going on here. And at this point, this is where I'm like, dude, seriously? This seems a bit messed up, personally. I mean, it seems a bit messed up, especially when it comes to, like, there's so many horror films lately where it's like innocent people getting trapped and used and abused and everything. Or, heck, the best one to think about is freaking Game of Thrones with freaking Reek, aka Iron Stone. I forgot his name, I'm sorry. But anyways, Reek. I hate calling Reek. I wish I remember what his name was. But yeah, he's the one I'm like, yeah, look at him, look at him. Is that messed up? What the frig you guys think you're doing? But anyways, so it's very sad that there's a fire and someone's house. Yeah, so it's sad. There's a fire. Someone's house is on fire. And I didn't even realize that, holy frig, everyone's living in the same house. That's kind of stupid, especially when the fire comes out. It's like, shoot. Well, anyway, so he tries to get their attention and has no choice but to break free. A torturous freedom where he's getting shocked and sprayed while trying to stop the fire. So he did it, but it wore him out so much, but he did it. He tries to return the doghouse, tries to pull the doghouse back up and go in it, but instead it just had to stay knocked over. So apparently a tiki torch did it, and the others trying to figure out who put it out. And it's kind of funny that freaking Melissa said, "Gail, were you smoking again?" That's kind of messed up. But anyways, so Carol translates and tells his story of how he got rid of the fire. Carol tries to get Phil out of solitary confinement again, and it worked. Phil is free. The other Phil freed him, and they all just walked away. It's like, yeah, they all just walked away again. Freedom, though. But who caused the fire? Hmm. Maybe it was just nothing but the wind, or some idiot who actually had the torch, and the torch just started to slump to the right and left to the cause the fire. But anyways, yet again, secretly Todd is creeping again. So I wonder if Todd is actually creeping with another woman, or is it just something else? Not sure about the other woman part, but of course it's a possibility. And of course, hey, the writers, sorry to be a jerk, but the writers love to change your beloved character into someone you're like, ooh. Yeah, just look at Phil. So it's like no telling what they're going to screw over. Last thing to talk about is, yet again, Phil's brother has not been seen in an episode at all. Kind of sad. No real. Hopefully he'll come back, home down to earth. Hopefully he'll eventually come down to earth. But for right now, we have no idea. So, anyways, this has been the Last Man on Earth review, episode review. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.